Welcome to day 8 of the Seeker's Guide to Soul Contact. 365 lessons to bring you closer to spirit, your soul, and your higher self, where greater qualities and abilities will be yours. Today's theme is I will find my grievances. All negative emotions can create internal stormy weather that can hide the light of the soul. Fortunately, some of them are temporary, such as anger or irritation. You can become quite angry if you lose some important files on your computer, for instance, but you'll do your best to compensate. And then after a short time, the anger is gone. While in the state of anger, your power to focus on the inner light is greatly reduced. When the anger has passed, then you're able to focus again. Ideally, the seeker would never get angry, but everyone does feel this emotion now and then. The important thing with anger and other negative emotions is to not let them get out of control and channel the energy in a harmless direction until it is diffused. It is important to avoid frequent negative emotions, for if they reoccur too often, the seeker will never have the peace necessary to establish and maintain soul contact. A negative emotion that stands out from the rest is grievance. What makes it difficult is that once embraced, a grievance has a continual effect. Anger, irritation, jealousy, and others come and go. But once a grievance is held, there's no relief. Even when you're not thinking of it, this emotion continues working in the background of your feelings. The seeker will never attain the peace necessary for full soul contact as long as the grievance is held. He can be meditating with the Buddha, and if he has a grievance, even working with a master wouldn't do any good. The seeker cannot neutralize grievances until he realizes what they are. So let us define what a grievance is. A grievance is a hurt feeling that affects the emotional body. The hurt and pain manifest because of something considered injurious or wrong that someone else did to you or seemed to do to you. The wrongdoing could range from something small, like a minor insult, to something devastating, such as the betrayal of a loved one. It matters not that the cause is big or small, for if a grievance manifests, then the seeker has a major obstacle that blocks out the light of the inner sun. Therefore, we must deal with the finding and dispelling of all grievances. The first step is for the seeker to find any current grievance within his breast. One of the problems with doing this is that many have held grievances for so long that the effect seems normal. It seems to have gone, but your new normal has adjusted to it. So even though it lives on in the background, it seems to not be there. In my college days, I had a room next to a busy street. There was a constant noise from cars and trucks passing by my window, and this really bothered me for the first couple of days I stayed there. Then I adjusted to the interference, so it didn't bother me at all. But when I slept somewhere else that was quiet, then I noticed the difference. Even so, the seeker may have adjusted to the interference of various grievances and seems to have accommodated them. He will not realize the effect they have on him until they are faced and diffused. Then when he encounters real emotional silence, he will be surprised at the difference. Today's assignment is to reflect on your life from your earliest memory to the present and recall all the emotional hurt that comes to your mind. As you find these grievances, ask yourself if you have completely let them go or if they still have an effect on you. For instance, think about your first love that broke your heart or something like that, or maybe some insult you received from some authority or friend. Are these things still discomforting to reflect on them? If so, maybe you have not let them go. After you arrive at the present, reflect on people in your life now. Is there anyone who has hurt your feelings? Does that hurt still linger? Identify as many grievances as possible so the next step can be taken. Review them and assess to any residual effect that they may have on you. We'll end with the affirmation. I honestly face my grievances today and am prepared to let them go. Thank you for viewing this. We will see you tomorrow, and be sure and check out my website, freeread.com. FREEREAD. Thank you.